There was a fun night when I was DJing at The View, and the boys upstairs were pouring water. We were like, yo, what are you guys doing? Like, it seems like you want a problem. Like, is this what you want? And our friend, who won't be named, got hit in the face and just woke up real quick. I'll never forget. The lights came on, and he gave him the 1-2 with a biscuit. Literally,
teeth just started
this
flying.
Kid's teeth exploded out of his mouth in the hallway, and George grabbed a tooth off the floor.
Two of them.
He goes, "You want your fucking tooth back?" And the kid was like, "It's not your tooth, bro."
All right. Battle raps cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so thin.
All right, baby. Welcome back to the new and improved Party with Strategy podcast. New set, new studio, new everything. I'm a new man. I'm back home. It's only right that I have two of my best friends in the entire world on, people that I've known for, I can't even remember how long. I mean, I think that I've known you since I walked out my front door.
Since memories existed, basically.
Yeah, and then Khalid came and joined the picture around 5th grade in his FUBU jacket.
Yeah, Fat Farm dog.
Fat Farm jacket with the FUBU laces on his Fat Farm shoes. But I am extremely excited to debut the new space and have two extremely close people to me on the pod. It's not something that I've done before. It's mostly like industry people and like industry talk and this and that. Khalid had a good idea to maybe flip it for a minute and interview me, which I thought was cool, and maybe get into that. But here we have my boy George Forkas, CEO of GFP, Chicago's own produce man. I mean, if you've eaten at a restaurant in Chicago over your lifetime of living here, there's a 97% chance that you've had one of his vegetables in your mouth. And my boy Khalid Javid, the lawyer extraordinaire. And not only that, but just the guy that you call. I mean, Khalid was
Khalid's the plug all around.
It's anyone that's known him long enough, any issue that comes up, it's call Khalid. Call Khalid. What do I do? Someone calls you, they're like, what do I do? You're like, I don't know, call Khalid. He's the guy. He's the man. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the video if you're on YouTube. Got to get that in for my boy Diamond Cut. He told me to put those at the top. But let's get into it. Let's see what we got here. How you guys feeling?
I'm like overwhelmed. I thought for one, this room has changed a lot since the last time I was here. But also your set is like, there's cameras over here, over there. There's lights. There's a producer in the room. Like, this is wild. We've come a long way.
We're out here, dog.
I'm like terrified to touch anything. Plus, there's a lot of you're moving in and out, so I don't know like what's yours, what's not yours.
Yeah.
Clown College has changed a lot.
There's a lot going on. I've recently gone through some changes. I'm in love now.
Yeah,
you are in love now.
I think. Have you ever experienced like levels of love? Like you thought you were in love before, and then you meet someone, and you're like, that wasn't. What was that? That wasn't love. This is love.
That's the guy.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the guy. Like, that ain't me. That ain't me.
I've said love a few times, but yeah, I mean, well, first off, do you say love to Aaron?
Last night was the first time.
You dropped the L-bomb.
I dropped the L-bomb last night.
Mazel, my guy.
Yeah,
Congrats.
for sure.
Thanks, bro.
That's crazy.
Did she say it back?
Yeah,
The whole time.
Hold on. Did she say it back?
She did say it back. I will say that
the stutter step back.
No, it was very smooth. It was an emotional moment.
Good.
I may have cried a little bit.
That's fine.
Wow. This guy's a new man.
He is.
But there was one time that I told a girl that I loved her, and then she said, "Why do you think? Like, why are you saying? Like, what makes you think you love me?" And I was like, I don't. What? Wait, what? Like, this is not how this is supposed to go. What are you saying? Like, why are you questioning me? I'm telling you I love you.
Say it back.
Yeah.
Maybe she got her own issues to work out.
Yeah, I would imagine.
She's never been loved before.
I've dated a few women with some of their own issues to work out.
Yeah, there's definitely levels to it, because like I feel when I think back to like my 8th grade girlfriend, I'm like, I used to tell her I love her, but like, come on.
Yeah.
Like that was I feel like it's puppy love.
Puppy love.
Like it's kind of you like someone a lot, and it's just you're kind of unlocking a new level. It's like stress. You think you're super stressed out until your next most stressful day, and then you're like,
So you develop
that was a breeze.
alopecia on your beard.
That's true.
That's true. This man knows a little bit, a thing or two about stress.
Until you fucking develop, your body tells you how stressed you are, and you go beard, and you go bald in your beard, and
Yeah.
go to the doctor and think it's gonna go to your head.
We'd have to go visit Khalid while he was studying for the bar exam after law school, and we'd go see him. We'd have to barge in on him. He wouldn't really let us come. He
we'd
wouldn't
have to
really
break
answer our
in.
calls. It's something we've been having to do for a long time now. Khalid goes MIA sometimes, and we got to go find him, but we always find him.
Yeah.
And there was a short period where we found him with missing patches of hair in his beard because of stress-related alopecia.
Yeah.
They said they can't conclusively prove alopecia stress related, but I'm like, there ain't nothing else going on, buddy.
I remember when I saw that, I was like, because it was like bald, like baby's bottom smooth. And I was like you first, that's not like some stress. Like your razor fell off or something.
No, but even if you shave, like it's still like a smoother part of your skin. It's like, it doesn't look like a shaved spot.
Yeah, it was wild. You unlocked a new level of stress that I hope I never reach.
For sure.
Same.
Wait, hold on. Let's back up a little bit. So you dropped the album. How drunk were you?
That's dead sober. I ate a couple edibles.
Okay, but I mean, like,
The edibles, see, that's the thing. For me, the edibles get me to feel things. I mean, you guys have known me for a long
that's
time.
what I was going to get into.
You guys have known me for a long time. I'm not really a feelings guy.
No,
I've
that's
never
what
really felt much
I
before.
literally told
Not a lot. You're not known for
No,
that.
because like, so you get like catatonic, like when you fucking have to talk about emotions, like you just like seize up, like I can't deal with this.
Yeah.
You got the anger thing down, but it's like the like deep stuff, like, but that's also like transitioned a lot, like, because like you were way angry when we were younger, like very angry, and then like as you got older, like especially after like the Houston, like the meditation and like the pot.
Oh yeah.
Zach's trying to transcend the human form, and I don't know where the fuck he's going, but
You
he's going
lost
somewhere.
your anger years before that, though. I mean, you
No,
haven't
yeah,
been,
for sure.
I
I'm
was
saying like
pretty
from a
angry
kid
kid, huh?
to like all the
You
way
weren't
up.
like angry, but
I wasn't
you
like
were-
my brother.
You were kind of short fused.
See, I never knew your brother. That Brandon, like to me, is like a fake thing. It's not real.
Yeah,
Like I never knew him at that point. I knew this like Zen guy who's like.
I only
love
knew
and
stories.
peace.
Like I would meet older guys at like the park when we were on our fucking bicycles, and they'd be like, "Oh, like that's Brandon's younger brother," and we'd be like, "So
The reason
Brandon
I knew
beat
it
the
was
shit out of like
real-
6 kids over there once with like all of them had knives, and Brandon did it with this fucking broken arm, and you were like, who is this Superman mythological creature?" Like,
And the reason I knew like the stories are real because like recently when we were with Mickey and he was talking about how Brandon like bullied him during like camp. Like Mickey is like a grown
Shout out,
man,
Mickey.
and like I can see the fear in his eyes about like the torture Brandon put him through, and like as if it was yesterday. I asked Brandon, I'm like, "Yo, what did you do to this guy when he was a kid?" Because like, he like told me and like spoke of it like it was like yesterday, and you can like see it. Like he's like, "I don't know, man, but it wasn't good." And I was like, "All right."
When Mickey came to Houston, my brother made me apologize to him for him. He was like,
Why
I
did your brother
need
just
you.
call and apologize?
He was like, we were just talking. I was like, yeah, Mickey and Dave are coming tomorrow. He's like, bro, you need to tell Mickey that I'm sorry. Like, I'm a piece of shit and I'm sorry for everything I did to him. And I told Mickey, and Mickey was like, oh, dude, it's cool. Like, you know, it's like a
So he told me
older
about
brother thing, which I get
Yeah.
because Mickey has older brothers too, and I do too. And it is a thing. Like,
Yeah.
when Dave's brothers used to bully me, Jack
Yeah.
would make me cry. Like,
Yeah.
I don't hate him for that. It's an older brother thing. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Ben
It's like,
actually apologized to me about that stuff recently. He's like, I'm so sorry. Like, he's like,
none
I
of these
didn't
guys
mean
apologized to me. Like, I
He's
didn't.
like, I'm
Although
sorry
to
about
be
that.
fair, I didn't get it as bad as some of the other guys.
Yeah,
so.
they like some people got it bad.
Some people
but I
got
think
it
it's
really
like a
bad.
coming of age. Like it's like important to like deal with adversity in like a controlled environment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because when it's not controlled, like you know how to deal with it.
All right. Well, wait. What if you could? What would be like? What's like a core memory of me being an angry young man that you have?
Oh man.
Go for it. I got one.
If you got one, then you
Yeah,
go and let
you
him
go
think.
fire it off.
6th grade Miss Yokis's class. Zach,
I wasn't in that class.
Is a
so
young Jewish man, but was a huge aficionado of POD, a Christian rock band.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even know what the hell that was until Zach had it on like his name tag on his desk. He had like POD written on there, and he always had a little tech deck. He had a little
So I got
deck.
the tech deck up here.
Yeah, and he would be messing around with it, and he had like he was trying to do dreads, but it was before they locked up, and it was just like butter and like colorful like dental rubber bands. Like,
Well, my hair's too straight. I've like dreads are for like
yeah, but you're doing stuff. I don't.
ethnic
What were you putting
people
in
that
your
have like
hair?
nappier hair.
No,
I have
but-
like the most silk straight hair in the world that you like
Yeah.
can't dread
But
it.
I
you
mean,
had like
what
the
were you-
Dawson's Creek look.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, Dawson's Creek.
To have the dude, I don't know his name, but the guy from Dawson's Creek with dreads is kind of like you with dreads.
But the thing is, you had something in there. It's like it was like on its way, but it wasn't.
No,
fully
yeah,
there.
I had like the beeswax. I had everything.
That's
I
what it
teased
was.
it. I put the beeswax. I had the rubber band at the top, rubber band at the bottom. I did everything you're supposed to do, but it never went because like my hair
Do we have a
just
picture
doesn't
of
do
this?
that.
If we have a picture,
There's
we're gonna
for
throw it
sure,
up.
yeah.
Janice,
There's-
we'll call
yeah,
Janice.
there-
We'll throw
there's
it up, and you guys
pictures.
can see. It was like bubbled up. It was like pigtails, like little ones, and then like
Yeah.
Zach was a big skateboarder, and
I remember you were super proud of those dreadlocks. I remember you were like, because I remember when you got them in like 4th grade. Your brother had them actually when I was in kindergarten. Your mom used to like babysit us while the buses came to get us or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Brandon used to come hang out with her, and your brother had dreads.
I don't think he had dreads. Maybe braids. I
Oh,
think he
you know
probably
what? I
had
think you're
his,
right.
he
Maybe
probably
he had
had little
braids.
braids.
Wow, yeah, I got that mixed up. Well,
Same thing because you need the rubber
kind of
bands. in
goofy
them.
either way.
Yeah, goofy either way. But my mom was like, just whatever you want to do. Like, do whatever
That's
you
but
want.
that's kind of cool. I mean, it helped that you're super creative, so maybe that upbringing
Yeah.
helped with that. So
Yeah.
because Zach was in the academic structure. That's where Miss Yokas' class kicked in. Because
Yeah, well, finish the story.
Never do his homework, and he gets sent out to the hall every day. Well, I don't know why. It was like they think that's when we went over the homework, but because you didn't do it, we wouldn't. And Miss Yokas was a bitch. She was a raging bitch, and hated her guts. But Zach was like the guy who like would lash out at her in the middle of class because he didn't do his homework, and she'd like go in the hall and he would lash out and throw like this huge argument, and like it was a daily thing, and would end up eventually going to the hall even though he didn't do his homework. But I was secretly cheering for him because I fucking hated her.
Hell yeah.
And he would be real angry, and then he would just be upset like the whole time.
I was the voice of the people.
Yeah.
I was saying what everyone was thinking.
Yeah, very much so. He's fighting the good fight. That was like I was like, this guy's nuts. And like that was like the first like exposure I had with him, like getting angry. I was like, this is terrifying.
yeah, I was thinking when I picture you as your most enraged was at U of I when you killed that kid.
Oh,
He
no
didn't
way.
kill nobody.
Allegedly.
Wait, let's just make sure no one actually died.
I would think I was just stupid.
It
I
was-
think I was just
yeah, it was-
taking advantage of
No,
being
you
able to
were-
punch that kid.
I think you were bothered. I don't even remember. He just called you one like the guy
He
like.
called me the N-word.
Oh, did he?
He called me the N-word.
Oh,
I'm
I
not
didn't
even
remember
black.
that. Okay.
And this was like back in the day when they
You're dating-
taught you not to say that and it was a bad word. So I'm like, oh, this guy's like calling me the worst word possible.
We were just
Even
to give a
though
little
it does.
context. We were walking out of our buddy's frat house with our friend. There was me, you, and Bud, our friend Bud.
Pincer.
And as
The what?
as we were walking, oh, you know what? Now that you say that, did Bud instigate?
Yeah.
Okay, now it's coming back to me. Bud might have instigated it a little bit here, but Bud and this guy got into it. Bud was inebriated, could
Yeah.
not throw a punch if his life depended on it. And then the guy said something to Zach, called him the N-word, and Zach was just like, "What did you call me?" And I think he said it again, and you just took his life.
I've literally seen that happen because I was sober. I
Yeah,
didn't start
you were,
drinking till I was 25. This was like
Yeah.
not before 19, right? This was like 16,
Yeah.
17?
No,
No, we were
Maybe
in
I was like
college.
19.
No,
Yeah, it was like 18,
freshman
19.
or sophomore
Yeah, I was
college.
probably 19. And I've literally seen this happen a million times in the club or on the street in front of the club. Is like the super drunk guy is starting to fight with the guy who's not that drunk. But the guy who's not that drunk's like, oh, this guy wants to fucking fight. And obviously he's hammered and can't fight.
Yeah.
He's starting with me. I might as well fuck him up. You know what I mean? Like that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
You just one hair quitted him.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this guy This guy, I mean,
Well, he got knocked
there was
out
like a
standing?
UFC knockout. I mean, the
Oh, he
dude,
was still standing.
the dude stiffed up, hit the ground, and was just out, glued to the concrete. And
hit
we
his
were
head?
just like, oh shit.
I've never been more scared
So,
in my life.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, we just were like, we like jetted and like went across the street to the dorm, went upstairs, and like you could see, it was like 10 minutes went by. The dude was still on the ground. Then like the ambulance came. He was fine though. We did find out he was fine, but
I hope so.
Zach just,
Might be suffering a few.
Zach's got a strong right
No,
hook.
the best part about that whole night is I was freaking out the entire night after that because I was shook. I thought literally that I killed this kid, and
Yeah.
you and Bud were drunk and telling everyone that I killed a kid, and you're like,
don't hurt us,
and then,
don't hurt us.
and then I'd be like, "Oh, shut the fuck up!" And you guys would be like, "Oh no, all right, I'm sorry, don't fucking hurt us."
Yeah. yeah, that was
Yeah,
great.
we're not a good group of guys to be around when you're like high level anxiety
Yeah.
and stress. We just like
Yeah.
add on to it. We're not like it's gonna be all right type of group. Like, fuck
Yeah,
it, we'll
no.
deal with it. We deal with it. Speaking of which, the type of fear I've seen in Zach guys like that was he almost burned down our fraternity house in Arizona. And then the big red wagon, which I will give you a video of, and you can add on to that.
Couple fiery instances.
Yeah, you weren't good with fire for those
No.
years.
It was.
Are you better? I feel like you're better now, right?
Yeah,
You
you're
can,
like joints and
when
shit.
when it's your birthday, do you blow out candles and they all go out kind of thing?
Yeah, I haven't had any more near explosive experiences.
That's good. That's good. So you have changed.
I've
Like, some
definitely
context
changed.
for this
yeah.
fire story. Zach just moved to Arizona. I was at ASU. It's my last year. George was with me there. Zach moved there officially. Spent like the summers. Like, I'm gonna move. We went to where was it? Safeway, and we bought
yeah.
like the little cheap smoke things because like fireworks are illegal because of how dry Arizona is, and we figured that out the hard way. There's like they don't have fences there, like brick walls and like.
It's like a clay wall, like
Yeah,
a
it's like a
clay
clay wall,
wall
hollow
around the
clay
parking
wall.
lot of the frat house.
And there's a train track behind, and there's like a lot of shrubbery and things like that. It's like us three with Matt and Duho, and like everyone's gone for the summer, but cars are parked in the frat house because people are coming and going for like they're going back home, whatever it might be. So Zach put a firework on the top of like this clay wall and lit it, and it spun off and fell to the other side. And Duho verbatim says like, "Yo, man, I don't think there's a lot of dry shrubbery on the other side.
I hope
don't-
it doesn't cause a fire.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't cause a fire." I'm like, "Yeah, man, forget it. It's all good. Who gives a shit?" Like.
Yeah.
10 seconds later, I just see like a 4-foot flame growing behind this wall because these walls are like 8 feet tall. And there's like a dry, dead tree on our side.
Yep.
And then-
Petey's like brand new
No, it was
Audi.
and then, that. And then like the WS6, Ganazer's Trans Am, like
Yeah.
he's in California. We can't even move that car. And this fire is growing and we're panicking. It's like literally like chickens without their head running around. I see a water hose. Mm-hmm. I run the water hose, I grab it, not realizing how long it is, start running with the water hose, and get yanked like a cartoon halfway through. Like, not even a quarter of the way to the parking lot. It's like a 6-foot hose. I gotta go like 15 feet. We freak out. We don't know what to do.
I mean, the fear of being against a fire.
Yeah, it's real. And how fast it grows.
It was how the speed is what
Yeah,
was
it's
crazy.
crazy.
When we went to get that water, like you said, it was 4 feet tall.
It was
Then we
insane.
came back with the like a fucking bucket of water, and it was like 8 feet tall, and the tree was now on fire.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh shit.
It just was growing
Call 911.
fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and Duo was like, it calls 911 saying he was a pedestrian walking by the train tracks
So stupid.
and sees a fire. He thinks a fire growing along the train tracks, and we're hiding in the fraternity party room. It's 120 degrees. There's no
Oh my
AC
God,
because we don't know
yeah.
how to turn it on, and we're sweating like it's like a sauna in there.
Yeah.
And Zach has like this sheer look of pure panic and fear in his face. We just hear fire trucks and like water hoses. It is like.
We're just thinking of like the California fires.
Yeah, we're like,
and
oh
stuff.
my God. Like,
Yeah, I thought I was going to jail for
yeah,
sure.
we hid in there
100%,
for
yeah.
a long time. Like, way past the amount of time we needed to.
That trained us for the sauna.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I guess.
hot in there, and the fear, and you don't know what's gonna happen, and then everyone else, and we're all like, we can't tell anybody, don't tell anybody. Everyone else from the frat house obviously sees the 16-foot flames lighting the tree in their parking lot on fire, and everyone's like looking for us. We're hiding in the room.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, we're not even there. We like left a while ago, man. Like, don't even, like he's like, oh, there's a huge fire on the other side. Oh, it's probably because like a lot of homeless people like slept along those train tracks. We just kind of blame it on a homeless person. And we're like, oh, we left to get food a while ago. Like, oh, a fire? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like insane.
Good times.
Yeah, that was wild.
But
that was
backing
wild.
up to like growing up, like yeah, Zach wasn't good at like the school structure thing. Like it wasn't like he was done. He just hated school, like the aspect of like the academia. But he did really thrive in like the music. Because I remember you and Justin would stay after like school with Mr. Kiko and like jam because he had like the first like colored back thing, and he had like all this crazy equipment.
He had Pro Tools before I think any like school had Pro Tools or anything, because I don't think it was implemented through the school. I think he
his own stuff
just
too.
like brought that shit there and was showing it to us like, isn't this cool? He was like that dude, like,
Yeah.
check this out, this is cool. He like loved it so much, you
And
know.
he like was a musician himself. I know he used to always talk about like jamming with like Carlos Santana, like his boy or something.
I remember he was in a Steely Dan cover band called Really Dan,
Okay.
which is funny. Big Beatles fanatic. That's why I got the Beatles poster up here.
Yeah, I didn't know anything
He
about
Reminds
the
me of
was a
Mr.
huge
G.
Beatles
Cohen. Is he
fanatic.
still alive?
I think so.
I feel
I
like
hope
he's
so.
gotta be. He
Yeah,
wasn't that
legit
old when
dude.
we were young.
Was the toupee actually sewn onto his head or no?
It
Because
had to be
that
just-
was legend of Lincoln Hall.
I don't know, maybe like
Sewn?
super glue.
Everyone
for
said
sure.
it was so. Everyone said Mr. G. Cohen had a toupee sewn onto his head.
like a weave.
Like stitched in,
Like a weave. I didn't
permanently
see
like
that.
bonded to his skin.
Not a weave, not like weaved
No, but
into the
weaves are
rest
like
of his hair, like sewn
To
into his
scalp?
skull.
I don't know,
What-
man.
that's-
I
I
mean,
don't know. I mean,
anything's
the
possible, I
showers.
guess. But
That was like, you know, every time you go to like the new school, because Lincolnwood
Yeah.
had 3 schools. It was Todd Hall, Rutledge Hall, Lincoln Hall, which I don't think is normal for most places.
Those are
I
3
think all of
buildings.
those
K
grades
through
from K
8.
through 8
Yeah.
is one building.
majority of the time, probably.
We
I
had
don't
3
know.
different buildings. What was Todd Hall? K through
first
2,
grade. It's the first or second, I think.
I think it was like K through 2,
and then Rutledge Hall is 2 through 5.
3 to 5.
3,
And
4,
6 to
5.
8.
Lincoln was 6 to 8.
Lincoln was 6 to 8. So every time you'd switch schools, it was like it's like a big deal.
And
you know?
they gradually got bigger, which was
Yeah.
kind of dope.
yeah.
And plus, you would never ever like deal like you never come across those teachers like as you're like
Yeah,
transitioning. Like
yeah.
you're all in different buildings. Like they'd be over there.
Yeah, so you'd hear things about the teachers in the new building.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be like, oh yeah, Mr.
And the-
Cohen, bro,
the
he's got
move
that.
up day.
Yeah. What's move up day?
That's
I
when
don't
you like
even
go
remember.
like for, like one day you go to like the next grade and like check it
Oh,
out.
Yeah, I
you got a
forgot
good
about
memory of
that.
This stuff.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
like a lot of little things.
You know
Move
who
up day.
actually was the best teacher in the entire world? Mr. Salsky.
He was legit. Even though I lived on
He
the
was
floor.
great.
That
He
was
won the Golden
sick.
Apple.
Yeah.
That was like a huge deal to win.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I
still
never
is a
did
huge
my
deal to
job.
win.
Didn't pay my rent for my desk. I was on the floor
Yeah.
worrying a lot.
This teacher we had ran his classroom as if it was its own economy, Salskyville. And you had a job, and if you completed your job, you got paid. And if you got your money, you were able to pay your rent to sit at your desk. And then if you did budgeted well enough, you had extra money where you could go to the convenience store or whatever it was, and you
The
could
store,
buy candy
yeah.
bars and shit.
Yeah.
It was dope.
Yeah, it was. That was really cool.
That was tight.
So wait, Mr. Cohen's class. I remember you and Justin would stay late though.
Yeah.
And what do you guys do there? I don't know how to read a note. I don't know anything about music.
He was like showing us Pro Tools, and we would just like make music. There was like a synthesizer, there was like MIDI control. Like this was before MIDI was popular. This is when you needed the actual MIDI cables. You couldn't just plug a USB cable into something. There was like MIDI cables, and you had to hook that into the Pro Tools, and then you could turn whatever piano or keyboard you were using. You could go through all the sounds on the computer and change the sounds of it. So we were like fucking around making beats and making music
Because
and
he had like
shit.
that crazy thing where it's like a pedal. I mean, I don't know. Like he like brought it to class, he had like the pedal, and he like turned his guitar into like a trumpet kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's probably just a guitar pedal.
Okay, because like he was doing like crazy stuff, and then you had the drums in your house.
Yeah, my mom let me have a set of drums in the house, which is insane.
That's
My mom was
wild.
insane. Couldn't
In your
cook a
house.
meal to save her life,
I mean, that's how.
but let me do whatever the fuck I wanted, which was nuts.
You had like a big ass iguana too,
I
right?
had
Yeah, I had a crazy
every
iguana.
animal you could ever think of, I've had.
I remember going to your
Zach-
house in like second or third grade,
Wait,
and
where
you
the
had
hell
a
did you get the iguana from?
dude. This dude had like a giant, it wasn't like an iguana. I mean, it was like a wild Mexican iguana.
Because Henry had a little lizard, like a
insane.
little one, like a normal pet.
Henry had a
one.
leopard gecko,
But it's like
Henry
little.
did, yeah.
and George cut his tail off.
I didn't cut his tail off. I scared him, and his tail
Henry
came
got
off.
killed him for a while.
Henry was like up mad at me about that. I was like, dude, the
Mind
thing
you, it
did
wasn't-
it itself.
He
It's not like I
Googled
did
Go back
something.
then to figure this out.
He still remembers.
I know he
because I
still-
was speaking
Henry,
with
I'm
him
sorry.
in Panama, and I was like, "Yo, remember your leopard
Shut
gecko?"
up.
I swear to God, I was like, "Bro, remember your leopard gecko?" He's like, "Yeah, George cut his fucking tail off."
No, but it was like a nubby. Like they
Sorry,
named it
Henry.
Nubby after because like it had like a little nub that was growing
It
back.
had like a red thing.
Yeah, they
it
grow
was-
back.
Yeah, no, but they called it Nubby because like he just had like a little nub grew back.
But yeah, I had an iguana, and I got it because my brother. This is kind of his thing. This is how I acquired almost every animal I
Okay.
ever had. He got it, and then after like a week or two, he was like, "I don't want this
Where'd he
anymore.
get, like,
What
a
am I
random
doing with
iguana
this?"
from?
And then I would take it. He just went to the pet store, the animal
Oh, he
store.
bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, the animal store you worked at.
Yeah.
There's a 100-year-old tortoise there, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's still open.
For sure, yeah. Ken, remember that guy?
The old guy. that
He'd
worked
come
there?
do the shows. He'd bring the animals.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like some like a private like a party event.
No, it was a dude that owned the animal store, would pack up all of his animals and bring them to the school and show them
Like
off
down
and
the
shit.
street.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering that the other day. Do schools still do like that kind of shit? We had like BMX bike guys come and
Yeah, remember the dudes
Yeah.
that would tell crazy stories
Yeah.
like near like or the guy with no
I was
legs
gonna
who
say
would
that-
run around.
yeah, the guy with no legs and no arms came in and gave like an inspirational speech to us
Yeah,
in high school.
yeah.
That was actually kind of sick.
I remember the pimp
Yeah.
came one day and he like brought this girl and he told a story about how he was a pimp, whatever. And some dumbass asked him if the girl he was with was one of his hoes, and he's like, "That's my girlfriend." And I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, everyone's kind of thinking it, but I'm like, "You're dumb enough to ask." I was like, "Shit."
That's
But yeah, that's
sick.
like crazy people that came through. But like, okay, so the DJing thing wasn't until what? Brandon? Oh yeah, what's his name? Shimon. Sorry.
Shimon Mega.
Yeah.
I didn't start DJing until after that. I mean, my brother was rapping and I wanted to make beats. So I was making beats and shit and all that. And then I was selling beats to Scud One, who's a rapper still in Chicago. I think he makes beats now more than he raps actually. But and that's also how I met Architect, was through Scud One.
Because he was Architect was Scud One's DJ, right?
Right. And then Tech started getting money and getting booked at the clubs and shit and couldn't DJ for Scud One anymore. So Scud was like, "Yo, you should get these little DJ, controllers or whatever and come be my DJ." And I was like, "All right, yeah, sure."
But did you know anything about DJing?
No, I knew nothing.
So
But
how did
I-
you figure that out?
Well, I just went and bought like a little shitty controller with like the tiny little knobs on it. And I just remember staying up all night at my dad's crib, literally till the sun came up, like fucking around on it. And I was like, "Oh yeah, this is what I want to do." Like,
But what about the turntable aspect of it?
you can sort of feel what it would feel like to be on real equipment.
Okay.
Like I outgrew that thing that I was on in 17 hours of just being on it and fucking around on it. And I was like, I need the real shit. And that's when I stole Samir's turntables.
Shout out to the Sony family for having highly expensive
guy.
equipment for hobbies.
Yeah,
What was like, how much are those? Like, I remember those like the $4,000 turntables that they bought because like they wanted to get into
They
DJing.
were Technics. I mean,
Those
they
are
were
the best you could get.
Yeah,
they were
the best you
Technique
could get.
1200s that are still to this day like the best turntable you could get. And they had brand new, like barely used.
They had
Yeah,
like
they
the
used it in
glass
high
cases.
school.
Like you never see that. And
Yeah.
like
And
his
then-
never used.
sitting in the basement.
They DJ'd like once and they bought like the most high end equipment. And Zach's like, "Yo, I'm gonna borrow these," and they never asked.
Yeah, you asked if you could borrow them.
And they never asked, but they don't
So
care.
wait,
They're
to
in the
be-
kitchen.
Yeah.
To be fair, I do think you asked him once, like 2 months later, like,
Yeah,
"Yo, do you want these back?" And he was like, "Oh, I'll ask my cousin." And he was like, "I don't even think he knows you have them. Or just use them until he asks for them back."
Samir got me.
And then it
Samir.
just he never
That's my
asked.
boy. Shout out
So,
to my boy Samir. He's got my back.
Samir's the plug.
He's got my back.
Yeah.
Diamond
Jewelry.
plug. Yeah.
That's the crazy thing is like we all grew up. So how many is there a total of us? I don't know, like 8, 6, 9. I don't know.
Like 11, 12.
From
Everyone's
Lincolnwood?
just- yeah, like our group. Like, how many? Like me, you, Dave, Tom,
Justin,
Kev,
Justin.
Henry,
Samir.
There, 9. There's 9 of us.
9.
We can't forget anyone. They'll
Yeah,
be
you
upset.
can't forget.
That's from Lincolnwood. There's 9, right?
Just Lincolnwood, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That is it, right?
Yeah, and then high school. Tom kind of came in high school. Basically.
Trying to think. I'm like driving down Pratt, making sure,
Yeah,
like, seeing who's
got-
cribbing.
exactly.
Picking
Got
up our
you.
group chat.
And then
Who hasn't
me,
said anything in a while?
Justin. But like, it's interesting how like everyone just like did something different.
Yeah, no, the best part is that
I like
everybody did something different and also is, for the most part, self-employed,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy.
It's crazy. So it's super crazy. But then what is more crazy is when you think about our parents, like almost all of them were self-employed.
I think that's kinda how,
Or
like,
were,
I
Yeah,
think that's kind of
which is kind of wild. And then now, like all of us are self-employed, which is kind of cool.
yeah,
But it's like a concept because I
That's
talk
true.
to a lot of people who like don't come from like our background because like we're like kind of like an immigrant neighborhood, and like most people are self-employed. But like, I hear people want to start their own business, and their parents are like, no, go get a job. Like my parents are telling us the opposite. Like, are you nuts? Go work for yourself. Like you learn, get a job so you learn, and then you go work for yourself.
work for yourself, but also like you've always said that you had like a high mark to hit.
Yeah,
like
for
you had
sure.
to be. You're a lawyer. You had to become something.
Yeah, I mean, in the sense of that was more
Great.
so like because like my parents didn't have like college background education. Like when you run your own business, there's like ebbs and flows. Like in the sense of sometimes business is good, sometimes it's bad. But when it's bad, like you start worrying and doubt gets in your head, and you don't have anything to fall back on. The whole lawyer thing was like I had some like kind of security built in,
Yeah,
and like it does like translate over to, like business and things like that. However, it was more kind of a security thing. I do enjoy it, but there's like a whole business aspect of it, and still playing it out. We'll see where we end up. But
and you're a great arguer,
yes, I like to argue. for
Litigator,
no
I think,
fu-
is
yeah,
what they call that.
litigator.
Yeah, once
Yeah.
you get the degree, it's a litigator.
I've been watching
Suits?
Suits, by the
Oh
way.
my god,
Great. You watch Suits?
No, I need to
Greatest
start.
show. I'm about to start season 4.
it's a good show.
I cannot wait. I was going to ask you, have you watched all of
I
them?
can't watch like lawyer stuff. It's like imagine going to work and then coming home
Okay,
and
I can-
watching a show
yeah,
about work.
Yeah, no.
So I just need like
Yeah, that
you
would
know,
suck.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a good show. I've seen episodes.
You'll enjoy
of
it. It's
Yeah.
a great show.
Yeah, I need to. I saw one episode. Aaron is watching it, and I was like, "Yeah, I enjoyed it." You can watch just one episode and get it, right? Or you have to be
Yeah,
tied
no,
Yeah,
in.
Bill's on it, but you can watch.
I mean,
one
yeah,
episode.
it's good to know backstory, but like at the end of the day, you're watching lawyers in action. So
Yeah.
like it's crazy. What all they do is just strong arm people. Like
To an
they
extent.
they just blackmail each other. Like, is that the real world? Is that what they do?
No, you gotta like your evidence has to be like persuasive enough, but then sometimes you have to like
You just like you go to them and say like, I'm gonna do this if you don't drop your suit, and then they say like, well,
No.
I'm gonna do this if you don't. Like, is that kind of how it
So-
goes?
There's
Yes
got to
and
be
no.
so
There's
much playing in
rules.
the background like that. Because even in any industry, I feel like there's that. In your industry, there's probably that where you're like, give me a good price on these and I'll get you some Bears tickets or something. There's got to be some sort of
like
background.
horse trading on something. Sometimes it happens, but not necessarily. It's not the detriment to your client, but also it's where the client's position is. Like I know clients that have like money and they can wait to like settle a case. Some clients are like, yo, I can't even pay like for my like light bill, so I need to like settle the case now. I don't give a shit how much money they give me. So it's kind of also on that end too. But like, have I seen like horse trading like that? Not necessarily. I've heard of it, rumors, but like, I don't know. How true.
Alleged.
Allegedly, but like, I've never
Allegedly.
personally seen it, heard of it. Like,
Yeah, like I sell produce, and I know there's guys on the market who will be like I'll bring in green peppers, you don't bring in green peppers, and I won't bring in lettuce.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
now you can charge $2 more a box on lettuce because you're the only dude around here who's got lettuce, but I'm going to charge $2 more on my green peppers. So it's kind of like you take out the competition, so you kind of monopolize it a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I think any industry has that like background,
Yeah.
what you don't really see, how it really works, the gears turning.
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's
The customer doesn't see that part.
Yeah.
except on the invoice. But it's still cheaper than anywhere else, to be
Yeah.
honest. And like you pick it up. Honestly, produce is amazing. But for the birth of DJ strategy, I'm gonna go on the record. I was against the whole send nudes thing.
Were you?
Yeah, hell
I
yeah,
don't
I was
remember.
terrified. It was like a nuclear option. Because you're like, yo, I
This
got.
guy was not against that.
I was against the send nudes thing because I was like, yo, man, he came back.
I
from
think he
ASU.
may have advised me against it, but then also was like, all right, now that I've said what I
fringe
need to
benefits
say,
of
I'll
this.
help you out.
now that I've said what I need to
We never
say,
thought
here's
it would
what you
take
need
off.
to do if you're gonna pursue.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but the thing was like, all right, like Zach used to DJ $20 a night at the hookah bar, like he would just-
$100.
Oh, yeah,
dog.
was it
Chill,
$100?
dog.
Whatever
Chill,
it was.
chill, bro.
I don't know,
20
like,
bucks a night.
Zach would take
bro.
like a gig. We're like 15,
You had to haul your
16,
gear
like,
there.
Yeah, we're like 16 years old. Like a gig was a gig. We didn't care about the money.
Habibis, bro.
Dude,
And, like-
yeah, you made that is true. You made $100 when like people were working a shift at the pet store making 16.
Yeah,
right.
$20 back then.
That
Like,
was
that would
pretty
cover the whole
legit.
weekend.
That's right.
And Zach didn't drink or smoke or do anything. He was just, until what, 25 when he first drank. His smoking was like one.
28.
Yeah, so it's like you didn't have any like vices, like extra things. Like back then,
Just pussy and McDonald's.
dollar menu all around. But then like when the set like. I remember, what was that one place I used to like run the door because they're like, you can DJ here, but we're not going to pay you. Whatever you collect at the door.
Gamekeepers.
Gamekeepers,
Gamekeeper. I remember
yeah.
running the door.
That was me and Brandon.
Yeah, he couldn't do it that weekend for some reason.
I like email. I would like put in Google bars and then put the area code 606, whatever it was, in Wrigley or whatever area it was. And then I'd email bars to try and DJ there. And these guys responded like, hey, our normal thing is like, if you come through, you can collect $5 at the door, and however much money you collect, that's what you get. We don't really pay DJs like that, but if you want to do that, we could do that. And I was like,
yeah,
all
you can
right.
promote it and like pay whoever
Yeah.
comes through is like $5. And I was 19 running the door, and you're 19 DJ. I'm like, and then like the guy was like next to me checking IDs, and I'm like, yo, I'm not old enough to be here. He's like, it's all good. You're not here. You're just collecting money. I was like, whatever, man. I was like, I don't give a shit. And like I just ran the door. And Lincoln Park, the amount of fake IDs that came through there was like astronomical. Like they didn't give a shit. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's DePaul, little college area over there.
I was talking to my brother about fake IDs recently, and he's 8 years younger. And like when we had to get a fake ID when we were 15,
IDchief.com.
16, well, we had to go to like some sketchy dude in like Logan and like go into like a fake storefront. Like,
oh, that was the guy that think the drop down thing and take a picture.
Yeah, I mean, this guy had like, he's probably on meth or something. He was like some wild dude, and
Anybody who's selling illegal things to 15-year-olds
Yeah.
is not
it was
in
like
a great place.
It was
I don't
like
think.
$250 or something. You got like a shitty Michigan ID. Now, my brother was telling me about his like first fake ID, and it was like, yeah, you just go to like this website. They come in from China in a shoe in like 2 weeks, and it's like a real Michigan or like Arizona ID, and you're like, what? Like,
Just Stanley.
it's way different now. Well, I don't even know. Like, are fake IDs a thing? Like,
I'm sure you still got to have one.
yeah, I guess
Yeah,
it's
probably
true.
underage at
If
a bar.
you're,
They
if
just have to
you're
get better.
partying
I think
in
we
college.
just stopped going to bars that are accepting of 19-year-olds. That's
Yes.
we haven't seen like kids in a bar in a long time.
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
for the best.
Definitely for the best.
Speaking of which, fake ID. Where was that Pump and Co. where we like pulled up?
Picos, baby.
No.
Oh.
All right. So I watch this guy's podcast regularly, and you talked about that on your
With
last one
Nico.
you dropped,
With
right?
Nico, yeah.
I didn't watch Heavies, but yeah, with Nico, you talked about he told the
LaSalle
story.
Power Co.
Yeah.
LaSalle
is what
Power
you're
Club,
talking
that's
about.
what it was.
Yeah.
We had a great plan. You want to run it? You set it all up.
This guy,
and then-
I mean, I don't know.
I gave a quick run through, but you might remember it differently.
Yeah,
you
it
were
was,
there.
so it was Thanksgiving break, and we wanted to do it big. Our buddy Kev, super organized. He was like, everyone's in town. Like, let's book a fucking limo.
Had Excel
We
sheets.
all, we,
Kev had Excel sheets out the womb, bro.
We
Like,
reached
it's the
out to
greatest
everyone.
thing.
Like,
Everyone needs that guy.
yo,
like that.
make sure you got a fake. Make sure you got a second form. Like, we're going out downtown. So we like pregame at Dave's. We got the Hummer stretched limo out front. We're watching Jersey Shore while we're pregaming. Like, the energy was through the fucking roof.
Peak.
We get in this limo. Everybody's just like,
Wait,
so happy to be, we haven't seen each other in a couple months. Like, we're all so excited. We roll up to Pico's. I think Kev was the first one out. It was Kev that
he like
me.
danced his way out of the
Yeah,
limo
we were-
too. He was like, "What's up?"
It was, yeah, we had the music blasting. We're causing a scene. Like, yeah, Kev gets the line just all forms. It's like as soon as Kev handed the bouncer the ID, the last person gets out the limo, shuts the door, and it pulls off. And the dude is just like, nope, next.
Because
And we were all just like,
Kev had a fake ID.
we
I
were
had my
balloons that just
cousin's
got
ID.
popped.
I had my some of us had real IDs, and Kev had like a fake ID, and he
Yeah.
gave him a fake ID. Like,
Yep.
and I think like the guy didn't really care as long as a real ID. But the whole thing about the limo, our logic was if we pulled up in a limo, no bouncer in
Yeah,
Chicago,
that was our- I
would
forgot
turn
about
us
that.
away
Like
because we
these
pulled up in
high
a limo.
rollers.
Right.
Yeah. Spenders coming through.
19 years old.
He just yanks Kev's ID, and we all have like the same Michigan ID. And
Yeah.
we're like, fuck.
Oh yeah, that was the guy you guys all
And
went
then
to.
he let the guys know up the street, like, yo, these guys are no good. I think, what did we do that night? I think we went to like
We
McDonald's.
walked around. I remember walking around the streets. I saw Vince Vaughn. I'll
Yeah?
never
Oh,
forget
yeah,
that.
remember?
I didn't see him. You guys saw him. I didn't see
was
him that
walking.
night.
I'm like, oh, you're.
I
Vince.
think it was you that was like, holy shit, that's Vince Vaughn.
Yeah,
and then we were all like, oh
you
my
might have
God,
been
it
with Henry
is.
too.
Because
I think so. I don't
think you
remember
were.
who I
He
was with, but I remember seeing him.
we were walking for. I don't know where we're going because like they like went ahead of us and like turned the corner. He was so hammered. His friend was like
He
propping
was
him up.
shit faced.
And I was like, holy shit, it's Vince Vaughn. And he's like, yeah, I know. And I was like, all right, like cool. We just fucking deflated by the end of the night.
Yeah, shitted on all over
Yeah.
the city of Chicago, everywhere we went.
Yeah, that was a train wreck.
Wait,
That
so
was
then
great.
you started DJing for what's his face?
Scud One, first show at the U.S. Beer Co. on Clybourne, where the mattress place is now, but it used to be the U.S. Beer Co.
Okay.
Clybourne and like right where that subway is, Clybourne and Sheffield.
Did you shit the bed?
I don't even know. It's a hip hop show, so you're not really like DJing in the sense of where you have to like hold a room full of people that are dancing, like at a bar or a club. You're just kind of playing background music while like poor hip hop loving people that the 7 of them that showed up to this show are like getting their free drink that they were promised, you know?
Oh shit. Okay.
I don't think I ever made it out to that.
No, you guys
I feel
didn't
like
come
you
to any
told
of
us
those.
not to go to that.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not your
wait a minute.
scene.
Clybourne and
Sheffield.
like Armitage.
Right where Justin used to live.
I went there once.
You might have.
Yeah, I went there one time. Yeah, and you just described it perfectly. I think I was only in there for like 3 minutes.
Wait,
Yeah.
I've been there with you actually. But
It's possible. I don't remember.
it's like on like a corner kind of.
It's
yeah.
on a
Yeah,
corner,
I remember
yeah.
I went
by,
with
by
you.
Jamito's Burritos.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like on the corners, like a couple steps up. I
Yes.
remember us carrying. We had to carry like something. I forgot we were carrying something in.
Probably my equipment,
Probably.
my turntables with those busted ass flight
Samir's-
cases.
Samir's
turntables.
turntables.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's. I mean, I think you own them now. But
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, you know the law.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had.
I've
it
had
long
them for a
enough.
long time now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they want him back anyways. It's like it was just collecting dust there.
Yeah, they're selling diamonds. They're not
But then,
playing
like-
music for anyone.
But that was like how old were you when you started doing that?
I was 19 when I started DJing.
No, but I feel like you made music before, and then like because I remember in high school you made I forgot like, you were DJing something. Like a little bit, like messing around with, like making music more so, but I don't know about like,
Making
mixing, like,
music
live.
in high school. I used to play the music on YouTube. At like parties and shit, I would put music on YouTube. 2 tabs open, you know, you queue
Yeah.
up the next song on the next tab. Used to do that.
And then from then, how did you get into like the bars? I mean, I remember, but like kind of, it's kind of fuzzy now. Like from there, going to like the bar scene. How did you roll that over? Because Tech, right? Tech gave you like a big opening when we got back from Arizona.
Yeah, when we got back from Arizona. All right, so before that, the first like bar was probably a live one, like party,
Yeah.
like playing
Yeah.
for an actual room of people that are coming to dance and have fun, and not like a hip hop show. Was a live one for sure, which was Scud linked me with like Illy, who was throwing all the hip hop shows and stuff, and then my brother was like, yo, if you want to talk to this super dope DJ in Chicago who I used to be friends with through like the rap scene and all that, I'm going to link you with my boy Itch 13. And he was very helpful, nice ass guy, helped me out. I'd hang out with him, like go to his shows and shit. And he linked me with DJ Castle. And then Castle was doing a live one for like years, I think like 8-9 years or something. And he would let me come hang out and play a little bit, play some records. He would be gone sometimes and I'd get to fill in for him. And that's where like I really started DJing like as a DJ for like not a rapper, you know?
I gotcha. And you're making beats. I remember watching you make one. I thought I was gonna lose my mind just listening because it's like one sound for like hours,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
like the next sound layers on and layers on. I'm like, how are you not losing your shit, dude? Like,
Yeah.
because it sounds at the end when the final product came out, it's good, but like it's just like that layering. I'm just like thump thump. It's like hearing like a monotone sound for so long. I was like,
When we
holy
lived
shit.
at the duplex, you were doing that, and I remember like hearing that, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, any roommate of somebody who's trying to produce music is a good guy for not getting too upset.
No, I mean, I was just like, I enjoy, like, I respect the creative process. I'm not creative whatsoever. So, like, just watching it go down, I'm like, how are you not losing your mind? Like,
Oh
just
no,
to
we
hear-
were.
I was thinking, like, because you gave me that one, like, I forgot, I don't even know if you, like, ever let it out, but, like, you're making all these beats and stuff.
Fucking white girls.
Yeah, you need to let that, like, with Aziz Ansari.
That was a
drop.
good song.
That's
You
ridiculous.
need to let
That was a
you need to drop that song.
Oh no, I was gonna say, were we playing that on the way to Pumping Company? But no, we were playing
No, that was
on the way-
long after.
Unreleased.
Yeah, we were playing that on somewhere else.
That was when we lived in the duplex on Orchard.
That was
Which-
when I feel like that was when DJs were getting like famous off YouTube overnight, and it was like
Yeah.
you were like, "Fuck! If I just get one of these hits, like I'll fucking, I'm the next fucking DJ Blend or like who I don't even know who we were watching that was like
Yeah,
Because
remember
that
that,
was-
putting
guy?
shit out.
That
Yeah,
was like the era of like DJs making their own music kind of thing. They're like more producer DJ versus like DJing.
Yeah,
traditionally.
like at the beginning of Diplo's reign.
Yeah.
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 And then we go to Arizona, and that was a whole different shit show. That's a whole,
well, Arizona was before what we're talking about.
no, I mean for Arizona when you came back for tech, like that was
Yeah, so
Arizona was
I was doing like a
before
live
tech.
one and shit, and I remember when I left for Arizona, I told Castle like, "Yo, I'm going to move to Arizona for a year, moving with my boys, this and that." And he was like, "Damn, that sucks, dude." Because he does film for a living. He doesn't DJ for a living. He DJs for fun because he loves it. And he was going with the Travel Channel to film something for like a couple months, and he was like, "I was gonna have you cover me at a live one for these whole months that I'm gonna be gone." And I was like, "Fuck, I'm leaving," you know. And then went to Arizona. Obviously, had the time of my life with
Insane.
you guys. Amazing times.
Zach DJ'd
Stories
a
for
pool
days.
Party,
Are
and
you allowed to talk about your TKO?
I don't know. I don't know if you're,
It's not a technical knockout. It's a teeth knockout.
Yeah, I mean,
I
we
got
got
it.
into some stuff out there. People try robbing speakers. Guns
We each had
came
our own
out.
hospital visit. That came up on my time.
Yeah.
hop
We
recently.
did each have our own hospital gown photo,
Yeah.
and Jen too. We had a whole.
Jen,
the Rancho Rat.
don't mess with bouncers at a nightclub because they will take you out in the alley and
And
mess
beat
you
the
up.
shit out of you. I learned that.
Yeah, before they hand you over to the cops.
That was the last time I fought in a bar, and it will be the last time I ever fight in a bar.
Yeah, you probably learned a lesson. I'd
I learned
imagine.
a good lesson that day. They don't fight fair.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with bouncers.
Well, I
Once-
didn't mess with the bouncers.
No, yeah, but like once a bouncer's
Yeah.
involved, you're like, all right, I'm done.
I
Like,
tried that
yeah.
approach. I tried that, but they had me, and they were like, "You're not fighting in our bar."
Let's rub his face in the cement a little bit.
Yeah, I had a headache that day.
For 2
Yeah.
days, I remember you slept.
Yeah.
And like,
But there was a fun night when I was DJing at the View on the balcony.
turntables melted.
It was a good
Well,
time.
that was a pool party,
Yeah, that
and
pool
yeah,
party.
the sun melted the record.
Because I remember you
Right.
scratching. I'm like, why does it sound so shitty? You're like, looking
That
at
was
it, I was like,
jumping.
yeah, like doing some
Yeah.
weird thing, and I was like,
It
and
did that
looked
Serato
warped.
thing where like if there's dust on your needle and it goes like,
Yeah.
you're like
It was so hot, the thing just like warped. I remember it looked like doing the wave, and I was
I
like,
think
what
we
the hell?
Googled like what the temperature rating was, and it was like up to 120.
It was like 115 consistently, and
You're
Zach
like, I need an
beamed
umbrella,
out on
bro.
the
Like-
sun.
yeah, the
This
sun
isn't
just
working.
right on the record melted
Yeah.
it real quick.
What story are you talking about?
I'm talking about when I was DJing for 304 one night, a little party in there, and the boys upstairs
Oh,
were pouring
yeah.
water over
The
the balcony
beer bottle.
onto pouring beer onto the balcony where my DJ stuff was.
Yeah.
And it sort of felt like they were trying to pour beer on my DJ equipment, and we got a little upset, and we had to go up there, and we had to. We did speak with them, and we were like,
We did. We used our words.
we were like,
Yes.
"Yo, what are you guys doing? Like, it seems like you want a problem. Like, is this what you want?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "No."
Yeah.
So it kind of ended there. And then there was
Some lack
someone
of
who won't be named.
communication and no memos being conveyed over. And
Someone who won't be named, who wasn't there for the first part of the altercation when we settled it. He came up and he was a little upset. And then someone else started getting a little upset and it became physical. And there was a small boxing match in the hallway. And our friend who won't be named, he had just woken up from a little nap.
and someone yelled fire
Maybe
in the
had
house.
a few drinks.
A little cat nap. He may have had a few drinks. He was a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
And the fight started off, poorly is a good word for it. But then
the first punch was so miscalculated. I think they missed by like a good 8 inches.
yeah, it was a little rough scuffle. But then once it snapped into place that it was like, oh, I'm in a physical
I
altercation
think
right now.
I think he took a good one to the jaw.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he was
yeah,
like,
it was like
oh,
a good punch to the jaw, I think.
Well,
Yeah,
who
yeah,
shall not
John
be
Smith.
named,
Yeah, John Doe got punched
John
in the
Doe.
jaw.
got hit in the face and just woke up real quick. I'll never forget.
Those-
The lights came on.
those boxing lessons just came right out, and it was like,
The lights came on, and he gave him the 1-2 with the biscuit.
The punches and
And
bunches.
literally,
teeth just started.
this kid's
flying.
teeth exploded out of his mouth in the hallway.
Yep.
And he immediately grabbed his face and just backed into the apartment. And the other kids who were in the apartment watching, like scared, they didn't really know what happened. And George grabbed a tooth off the floor.
Two of them.
And he goes, "You want your fucking tooth back?" And the kid was like, "It's not your tooth, bro."
I know. He was trying to deny it.
He looks
and I was
up
like,
and
if
there's
you
like-
want them, take them. Because if not, we're taking them.
There's a gap in his mouth. And he's like, those aren't mine. And I just looked around and I was like,
Yeah.
those are definitely yours, dude. Everyone else got their teeth.
And we took them.
Yeah.
We did take them.
We did take them home.
That and
was
along
on
with
our-
a bunch of other
On
random
our
junk.
mantle,
It was
our
a
little
mantle
trophy
and a
mantle.
NyQuil
It's on
top
our
cap,
mantle.
like sitting there.
Yo, that
And
was
in
so
the,
bad.
we like thought if we kept it in milk, maybe like the kid would call. I was like, yo, man, you still got them. We could salvage them.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but I actually saw that kid and one of the guys who was in that room.
No way.
Because I knew who those guys were. It's not
Yeah.
like it's a big school, but like I knew those kids.
Yeah.
And I saw them at a bar like years later. Probably that happened when we were 20. I probably saw them when we were maybe 26 or 27. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And like we had smartened up and I was just like, I'm so sorry about that night. Like that was so stupid and immature. Like, and we squashed the beef.
Okay, good.
And
good.
I'm happy the guy with his new teeth were there. I think he was like joking about it too. Like I got new teeth out of it. Like I'm good.
All right, good,
So-
good.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
the thing was, but at the same time, at that point in time, we didn't want any problems with them. They were coming at us, and they're like, it was like a alpha male like thing going on.
Your story, what happened?
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
From like the
it's
throwing
similar,
the
close.
throwing the beer bottle stuff, and then like
Yeah.
it was like there was more that wasn't like just some random kids throwing beer bottles at us.
Yeah,
It
they
was
were
like,
fishing. Yeah.
It was from like before and things in the past, and it kind of just like elevated.
Yeah, there
out of
was a little bit
control.
more to it before that, for sure.
It just like boiled over.
But we ended it. That was the end of that.
And then
That
No,
whole-
it was tight.
That
then
ended
came like this legend, like this thing. But like the one rule we always had when we learned as a kid was like we just all swing if there's a fight, and we'll deal with like who started what later. So that was kind of like what we kind of operated by, and like, I never had to worry about like, if I got in a fight, I'm like I knew these guys would show up. It's all good. Like,
Oh, that was the only fight. So yeah.
yeah, I'm
We
just
can
saying.
keep
Like, I never,
No, yeah,
But
it
yeah, I
was good.
mean-
It's stupid things you do as a child, you
Yeah.
know, you learn from. And luckily, even though it was pretty bad, it's bad to get your teeth knocked out. I
Yeah.
mean, he's not like brain damaged or anything.
Yeah.
You know, he's got teeth now. He's living life.
That's true.
lessons learned the hard way.
Yeah. We don't really know what could be said about the kid at U of I, but
Yeah, he might be brain damaged a little bit.
I was just telling you, we know he's okay to make you feel better. I have no idea
I think
what
they gave
happened
him
to
an
that kid.
honorary degree because he wasn't like functional enough to finish his classes.
Oh
it's
man.
fucked
But
up.
Oh.
wait, so like the okay, hold on. For this, let's get to the send nudes thing because like there's like a big misconception because like we grew up with Zach and like we know who Zach is like a person like Zachary Eager. Like I never held doors open for people and like like he would hold doors open and no matter what, like he can be in a fight with his brother, anyone in his family. I've seen him and his brother like arguing, and then he like about to hang up, and he's like, he always makes sure he ends the phone call like, "I love you," even though like in a heated argument. I'm like, man, I'd have ended that with the fuck off, you know. But like, there are all these things like people don't realize because like there's a persona that was created, and he's not like, I always tell people, like, he's not at the grocery store asking your grandma to show your tits, you know, like he's like fucking holding the door open for her, and like this like it's not like who he is, the character he plays. But like that, I remember the first send nude sticker was like this big bumper sticker looking thing with like all these checkers on it, and like you're like, I'm gonna do this. I'm like, this might not work. And I wasn't against it in the sense of like the send nudes aspect, but I knew like the marketing ploy behind it, because like, yo man, I gotta get a gig, but I gotta make sure like I stand out. And this is when like Avicii was doing like the cake in the face, and like all these DJs had like their gimmick and like separated them, and you're like, I'm gonna do this. And I was like, we're coming from like the backdrop of like Arizona, where like, it's another world out there. Like when I left ASU, I had definitely was like, holy shit, this is the real world. Like so I'm like, that might have worked there, but I'm like, I might not hit here. It's a little more conservative, blah blah.
Yeah,
it was a mixture of that, of like being huge fans of Kirill was here.
Yeah.
Watching that motherfucker
but he's
just
a nice
do work
dude.
in the nightclub.
But he's a nice ass dude.
Yeah,
bro.
it's not about being a bad person or anything, but he was an inspiration for sure. And also, I don't know that I really set out. I do remember putting that sticker that you're talking
I have
about
the OG picture for the first pic.
on someone's butt. But that
exactly
wasn't really where it started, because I didn't like do that and then decide like I'm gonna make these send nude stickers.
Yeah, no, it was just DJ strategy sticker.
It was just DJ strategy, and it was like, I think every DJ has put one of their stickers on some girl's body part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just a thing you do as a DJ. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I think I'm right.
Yeah.
Diamond cut. You ever put your sticker on a girl's ass? There you have it.
it's a thing.
There it is. There you have it. But the send nudes started when me and Dolo went to Miami for Art Basel.
Okay.
Because I got the send nudes hat made at Lids.
I remember
I
that.
went to Miami. We were at Shake Shack in this like outdoor mall. It's like a
Wait,
famous
is that the
mall
one
in
where
Miami.
you had the DJ strategy on the side?
Yeah,
and they
yeah, yeah.
sold
Yeah.
the thing to the. Okay, I remember that one.
Yeah, and we were going to all the strip
prototype.
clubs, and I was like, yo, I want a hat that says send nudes. Like, I'm trying to get these strippers to send me nudes. So I literally went to Lids. We got that hat made and put DJ strategy on the side. Actually, the original one was just send nudes. And then everyone in the clubs was loving it. Everyone on my social media was loving it. Everyone's like, I want one, I want one, I want one. So I was like, all right, I'm going to make these hats, and I'm going to put my DJ name on the side. Like, I'm just trying to get my shit in there. Like, people like this, and I know that they like this, so I'll give it to them, but like, let me squeeze my name in there.
Yeah.
So I made those hats, and then I made the stickers that said send nudes and had DJ strategy under them, and I was just handing them out. All I wanted to do was give as many as I could to as many people as I could, because they were all putting them on their Snapchat. Everyone was taking a picture of the send nude sticker, and then just by default, it said DJ strategy as well. So I'm like, I need as many pictures of this thing as possible. So I was handing them out. And then what girls do in the club for DJs, like we just discussed, is put these stickers on their body. And I started realizing like, oh, okay, I shouldn't just give these to everyone. Everyone wants them, but you got to earn them.
Yeah, because like the thing was, you had like a secured gig at what's that called? I remember when we went there for the first time to check it out when we were at
Stout?
yeah, Stout.
Yeah.
Patrick Kane was there. Patrick Kane hangs out
Spraying
here all the
champagne
time.
everywhere.
And we're like,
Crazy
and he just
time in
showed
Chicago.
up. And then you like want to transition out because you're stuck there, and you're kind of like, that's a one spot, but you want to like transition to the scene. You're like, it was a marketing ploy that ultimately
This was
turned.
after Stout, though. I was already DJing at Stout.
Yeah, no, but it's like when you want, like you're getting other gigs, but you weren't like secure with enough outside gigs from Stout to like support whatever you're doing. You know?
Well, I was just so secure with Stout, and they had just opened Parlor, and I was playing there, and they were keeping me paid. I was making the most money, more money than I could ever imagine I would ever make in my life.
Yeah.
We left Arizona. I was going to become a CO in
Zach-
hopes of becoming a police officer.
Yeah, Zach went on
You were like, if I can be a
Zach's
bartender, if I can make $700 a week, I'm good.
Yeah.
life plan was to leave Arizona because like we had to like adult, like everyone's finishing college and coming back, and he was gonna become a correctional officer. that was his plan. And then like me and Georgie were in the background, we're like, yo, we got to talk this guy out of this. There's so much more. I mean, nothing wrong with being a correctional officer, but like he had so much talent in other spheres like he didn't even tap into. And like that's kind of like where got all Butch McGuire's a great time.
That was my plan. Yeah. And then when I did come home I had that plan in mind, no actual like real workings of it in the works or making of it in the works. My dad was like, you need a job. Like my boy owns this bar, go get a job. He'll give you a job. So I went to Butch McGuire's, got a job as a doorman there. And then even there I was making, like $700 a week, which was the most money. Before that I was Ross security, loss prevention.
No, but you've always had a job since you were kids.
Yeah,
like,
always.
Like since you were like 13, the pet
you were the
store.
early. Yeah, no, I think it was 14. You had to get a work permit.
Yeah.
You were so young.
Scrubbing the algae off fish
when
tanks.
you have a work permit, like minimum wage didn't apply. So like minimum wage was like $6.85, but you were getting like $4 or $4.25 or something.
Yeah,
and then like
that was tight.
Then you had you had Jimmy John's Delivery forever.
Jimmy John's Delivery was a good job.
And then from there, like that was like after that, then you had like I think like a first job that paid you like a lot. It was like the Butch McGuire.
Yeah, that was the most money I'd ever seen. I was like, holy shit, I'm making a bunch of money. I'm having fun. Even at Butch McGuire's, you
didn't drink.
I didn't
a bartender.
drink, but there was hot girls, which was always my most main concern. That was my vice, right? McDonald's and pussy.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
true.
was like having the time of my life, living it up, meeting women, having fun, making money. And then, Architect hit me up and was like, yo, I'm trying to get out of my Friday night residency because I got offered a bigger and better one, but I want you to cover my old residency because I still want to be on good terms. I want to be able to put you in there and have them be happy and still like be part of it and show that I can book people just as good as me, you know what I mean? Or that could do what I'm doing. So he was like, I need you to learn this music, which was like indie rock at the time, like Penguin Prison and like Mr. Brightside. And
but they pay like top 50s too, I feel like. Kind of. I mean, I don't
Well, it was top 40 for the night, but which was easy as like a DJ, you know that shit. It's the shit on the radio, whatever. But I didn't know anything about this indie rock music that I needed to know because to open up Stout, that's what they wanted for the first hour, like hour and a half or whatever.
I gotcha.
So he was like, study this music, know this music, have this music. He sent me a bunch of music. He's like, DJ with it, play with it, make sure you can mix it. And like, I need you to come cover me basically. And that's how I got into Stout and then transitioned into DJing full time and not working at Butch's.
I remember you would like work at Butch's and then like, I don't know, for some reason I remember you slept at Butch's because you had to wake up some
Clopen.
Clopen, bro.
The Clopen.
You close, then open.
Why were they opening at 6 a.m. or something?
Because they're
ungodly
real bar.
hour.
Yeah, they're a real bar. Any real bar is open at any hour that they can be
They have
open.
regulars.
Okay, because I was just like,
but also
so
they
confused.
did brunch. So you'd have to prepare for brunch.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So you'd have to wake up. If a bar opens, I think they opened at 11 a.m. I think you had to be there at like 9 a.m. or something.
Start cutting limes and lemons.
And you're leaving if it's Sunday morning brunch. Butch McGuire's a late night license, so they close at 5 a.m.
But you have to clean up and
You're
close.
not done cleaning and closing till 5:30, 6, maybe even 6:30. I lived in Lincolnwood still on my mom's living room floor. I was like, I'm leaving here at 6 a.m. I got to be back here at 9 a.m. I'm not wasting my time driving. I'm going to sleep here.
Yeah. No,
You would sleep in the booth.
Yeah, and then also like I remember because you'd be DJing and like switching back to like Butch's and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to like make that work too. It's crazy.
We had some good times.
Hell yeah, we did.
Butch's was the shit. That back bar.
Especially during Christmas, man. That thing was like took a life of its own.
Butch's takes really good care of their regulars too. We were regulars back then, and they would. I remember, like
Vlad.
Even after you stopped working there, they treated us very well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I need to go there for Christmas for sure.
For sure.
You got to. You got to see it. You got to just soak it in a little bit one night.
Train gets sponsored. I didn't know you could sponsor a train, but you can.
Didn't you do it one year?
Jim did.
Jim, that's right. Yeah.
And then That's how I knew. I didn't know you could do that.
You should do it.
I should.
You should. That's
And then-
tight. That's like a nice thing to be able to tell people.
The trough. That freaking
Let's go to Butch's and check out my train car.
They don't have,
Yeah.
The thing with the urinal thing was like that was the first time I saw a trough outside of Wrigleyville.
Yeah, they're old school. They're
Yeah.
OG. That's how you know you're in an OG spot if they got the trough.
Yeah, I was like, there's like ice in the bottom. I don't know, man. It was a crazy place. There's some crazy shit that happened there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, but so now you're transitioning into the death of send nudes.
The death of
Send
send nudes. Yeah.
Oh, I was just say it's dead.
It's dead. Yeah, it's gone. Cause like it was so fucked up because it all ended, right? COVID happened. It all ended. All of a sudden, there's no work. There's no titties to put stickers on. There's nothing going
They did
on.
the hotline thing or the 24, 48 hour thing just to stay like busy.
Yeah, we did the stream and everything, but like that only lasted so long. And then we go to Houston to open up Bottle Blonde Houston. And I tried to do the send nudes thing again, keep it alive, do the stickers, this and that. And it like wasn't hitting the same. It wasn't working, but it kind of was a little bit, but more like low level clientele. You know, like when I was doing it in Chicago, I was getting like the baddest bitches
In the
who
bar.
serve bottles to
Yeah.
take their tits out. In Houston, I'm getting like disgusting Twin Peaks, hostesses to maybe do it. You know, it's like just
to make
not.
you beg for it.
Yeah, it
The
just wasn't
caliber of
what it
woman
used to
significantly,
be.
like declined.
It wasn't what it was, and also it just didn't feel the same. But I didn't really know what to do. Like that's all I knew. You know, like that's what got me as far as I got. So I was like, this is me. This is what I do. This is what I have to do. That's how it felt. And then over those 3 years, I'm like, obviously learning and seeing like, oh, this isn't really it. It's the times have changed. The location has changed. Obviously, I'm in a different city, and also I've changed. So it's like not working. And I had to realize that and be like, okay, this is not it.
Then decided to settle down and get a girlfriend. Zach and me were the lone survivors from our group of friends. I'm the lonely man on the island.
Yeah, bro, we're gonna find you
Nothing
someone.
against
Eligible?
it. I was like, I'm
Sell
happy.
yourself,
She's
bro.
great. No.
My girl's so good, I'd be
She's
willing to
legit.
share her with you,
Last time
just so you could feel what I feel.
I'm
She
curious
might.
how she
We
feels
still
about
don't
that.
know. We still don't know if she's suffering from a concussion, right? I'm waiting for it to wear off. She suffered a majority of concussions. She said she like borderline might have. She had like 3 massive concussions.
Oh, did you really?
She's hit her head a few times.
Because they asked her like, "Oh, what's like your favorite memory?" She's like, "Honestly, like like
I don't
I
have
have a poor
any.
memory. So I don't remember a lot of things." Like, what do you mean? And
I
was
can
like-
relate. I don't have good memory.
And she like legit told me how she like cracked her head like gnarly. Like I was like,
She's hit her head a few times, so yeah, we're hoping that maybe like one of the
Zach
concussions
occasionally nudges her in the
doesn't wear
head.
off or something, and things
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
But well, I'm riding it out. We'll see. No, honestly, I feel 100%. Like I'm giving it my all. Even my girlfriend before this, who you guys knew, and I thought I loved, and I did love in a way. I guess I wouldn't say I didn't love her, but like you could tell I didn't really love her because of the simple fact that she was my girlfriend, yes, but also under the condition that I could still have sex with other women with her. You know what I mean? Like I told her, I was like, that's the only way I'll make you my girlfriend because I'm still fucking bitches. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Like, that's
Like-
how you know I wasn't
I
all
remember
in.
when you came up and like tried to explain that to us, and we were like, "What? Like
I'm like terrified like
this
black.
isn't like a thing."
I'm like terrified
Yeah.
of black magic and like things like that. And like the first time I met her, she's like, "Yeah, I practice witchcraft from a Wiccan or something." I almost like if you weren't here, I would have jumped out. I wouldn't even waited for the door. I would have went out the front window. Like it scared the shit out of me. But she's cool. She's cool as hell. I'm like,
Great girl for sure.
Yeah, like-
but I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I
you're
wasn't
one foot
ready.
in, one foot out.
One
Yeah,
foot in,
you
one foot
gotta
out.
be.
Yeah.
You have to want it just as bad, and that's
I-
what makes it like probably like why you said I love you last night because you
I
want
had to
it, she
tell her.
wants it, and it works well
because your
together.
brother put it to me like he explained. He's like, "Yeah, well, look, if you like have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's more so like the 1 foot out. It's like you don't want to go all in because if you get hurt, it's like a kind of a mechanism to protect yourself, right? If you're like kind of halfway in, halfway out. He's like every single time you do that, he's like you actually it ends up being way worse.
It's worse because you only have yourself to blame.
Yeah,
and that's the worst feeling. If
like
you can
doubt.
blame someone else for something, it feels better than thinking about it and being like, damn, that was my fault.
Yeah, because
you know what I
control
mean?
If it's, but
No,
like, I mean,
nothing's my fault.
you gotta, I mean, but the other thing was we went to Houston, like you fucking hated it there, remember?
Yeah.
And you hated it. You're like outside of like the culture out there. And I think the sad news thing didn't really work because like when I first went there, like the strip club culture out there, it's just like blends with the nightlife, and it's like strip club and like nightclub scenes are just kind of together. Like,
yeah,
you just like transition from the nightclub to the strip club because like they have like the late night license and they have like bottle service and all that. So I think like seeing titties and shit like that, and, like doing all that wasn't. It's like we see vagina like in about 30 minutes.
Yeah,
you know
that, and also the rise of OnlyFans is like girls are monetizing their bodies now. So like before OnlyFans was popular, it was like fun and exciting and like a thing to do to take your titties out. Now it's like, oh, you want to see my titties? Give me money.
Here's the link.
Here's the link.
Scan the QR.
And then like the other thing was like for you, like I think the biggest thing was like you strayed true to the anonymity aspect, like the no face, no case thing. Like, and the fact that you like held up to that and like honored it is insane. And then, like I've been around for this from like the start of it all the way through, and like we did some crazy shit. I remember like Milwaukee was insane. Like we brought a microwave into the DJ booth and we're eating Hot Pockets off people, like in like Lunchables, and we did crazy shit.
That's been the most fun of having this career. The most fun part is that I can like think of some stupid idea and bring it to life.
Yeah, for sure.
That's like, that is what brings me the most enjoyment. I think.
We're literally brainstorming ideas, like driving up to Milwaukee, and like the messed up thing is though, like being able to go out and like have like all these experiences, like, but like people like when you weren't around, like like, oh, let's go out. I'm like, absolutely not, like because you get so spoiled with like how we did things, like all the different stuff. So it's like it's like, oh, this is fun to go out, but it's like not really.
Yeah.
Like I know what it could be like.
Yeah, and that the whole Send Nudes thing was based in fun.
Yeah,
that's what
sure.
it was. It was like I was having nothing's more exciting than a titty in the wild. Like you get a girl to pull her titties out in the club when they're not supposed to be out. Like that's exciting. That's so exciting. It's fun. That's all I wanted. Like my eyes probably lit up like a child, and like people saw that and were like, oh my God, this guy's having so much fun. You know what I mean?
For sure. Like that was like the big thing was like, it's not like the DJ thing was like, yeah, you're playing the music, but also like you turn that place into a party, you know?
Yeah. And
it was a party.
And for as much shit as I talk about Houston on this podcast or any other podcast or just every day,
it's not home, dude.
It's fucking a shithole place. But for as much shit that I do talk about it, being back here and DJing for the last couple weekends and sort of putting things together, and I will say that getting my mic work up in Houston and having the confidence to do that and bringing that back here has been an incredible advantage for me and fun. It brings fun for me back to the DJ thing, because when I was doing the Send Nudes thing, I'm DJing, I put one song on and then I put some stickers on some titties. I'm like doing my thing in the booth, having fun, and then it's time to put the next song on, I'm putting a girl on my shoulders. I'm like occupied the whole time. I'm having fun. You look in that DJ booth, you see somebody having fun, and that is, contagious. I don't do that anymore, so I have supplemented that in the DJ booth with like talking shit on the mic, saying something funny, saying something stupid, getting people engaged, using my free time in between songs to have fun and try and make someone laugh or say something stupid about Chris R or one of the bartenders I know, or like whatever. Like I've realized that is how I DJ. Like I do something, I do a transition, I do whatever, and then I have some time to kill, but I'm not like just standing there waiting for the next moment to come. I need something to do, and that gives me something to do, and that keeps me having fun.
That's the new Zach?
Yeah.
How has it been getting back in the game now that you're back in Chicago? I saw you just picked up another
changed.
residency.
I got El Jefe on Fridays and then Liquor Box late night on Fridays. And I will say that I was extremely nervous to go to Jefe. It felt like man, I want to check. I'm not making as much as I was. I got a girlfriend now. I'm paying for dinners. Things are getting expensive. And I told myself before this when I was coming home, like, I don't want to DJ for a check anymore, because I did that for the last 3 years. I literally was chasing money and getting money, and it was good until I fucking couldn't do it anymore. So that's what it felt like, and I was a little nervous. I thought that Jefe, I thought the equipment was going to be shit. I thought the sound system was going to be unmaintained. I thought the upholstery was going to be ripping, and the decor was going to be falling off the walls, and the lights were going to be shit, because that's what I've experienced at some of these Chicago places that are sort of on their last leg, or like not really giving a shit about what's going on. And I got to Jefe and everything was pristine, bro. That place was clean. The equipment was amazing. JL is still there, who actually gives a fuck about things, and I appreciate that. I respect that. The lights were hitting. It was fun as fuck, bro. I had a fun ass night.
Our Gibbs was just there recently for his birthday, and he said he's like, I had a blast. He's like, it was awesome.
It felt really good.
He told me it actually reminded him of the old Jefe, like how Jefe used to be when it was wild.
It felt really good.
He was loving it.
I was like dreading it a little bit, and thankfully it was great, and now I'm looking forward to it.
Dude,
it was awesome.
Jefe holds like a little.
It does have a special place. Yeah, I walked up, I climbed up those stairs, and I put my bag down, and I was like, damn. I haven't done this in years, bro.
No, because the biggest thing was like when we were starting out, and like I remember like we had a table there for someone's birthday, whatever, and like dude, I remember they wouldn't let you into underground.
Yeah,
and like now
they made me go change.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you in, and like now they're trying
on.
like then they were like DJing the place. I'm like, it's insane, like how much, like in such a short amount of time, like things change, but like it's like a lot of hard work and everything else that went into it that no one sees. But I remember like we're at the table and like we saw these guys, like I forgot who was DJing, but I'm like, I literally looked next to him like, yo man, like we made it for like you're up there, and I'm like next to you popping the popper, and literally the first time you get booked to DJ Jefe, you hit me up, and I was like, fuck yeah, and I was just like kind of to like we were just looking at like that spot and like kind of like I don't know what to call it, like to foresee it and like manifest it essentially.
Manifest, yeah.
But then like all the yoga and like the pot stuff that came in Houston, I feel like it exponentially got, because like you're trying to keep your sanity. I mean, the yoga and like the staying healthy was the more so to keep your sanity, I feel like, because like
it's self-care, needed that mental.
Yeah, for sure.
It was tough for sure.
But it's like hard because like you guys didn't know anybody, and then like it's a whole new scene, and I've been out there a few times. It's different. It's very different.
It's different.
Well, Dolo's in it.
Yeah,
Dolo's in it.
He stayed back. Though.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. He approached it differently.
Yeah.
He sort of approached it like, I'm not like, I approached it like, yo, let's go here and take over. Like, let's go here and show these motherfuckers what's up.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like, I don't want to really work as much as I used to. I got a girl now. I want to have a kid with her. I want to be more of a family man.
Yeah.
So he is enjoying it more than I was. I was just in there trying to get money, trying to get clout, trying to climb the ladders, climb the rankings, whatever it was. And he was kind of more chilling. He got the crib like a couple miles outside of the city.
Yeah.
He's got a pool, mansion with 3 bedrooms. He's paying like $2,000 for it. He really took advantage of Houston for the way that it should be taken advantage of.
Yeah. It's funny. You guys have had similar or very different experiences, even though it's been kind of the same.
He doesn't. I mean, if you've ever seen me and him on the pod talking about Houston, he doesn't love it either. He liked it more. He likes it more than me.
That's true.
But he doesn't love it.
That's true. I guess. I have heard Dolo. I haven't seen him on in a while, so I haven't heard him.
Houston has its own like, culture. I'm like, I maybe don't understand it. Maybe I haven't been around long enough. It's just interesting, and it's like the dynamic. But whoever designed that city did a piss poor job. They don't have a sewer system. It like rains. Like it's a hit like a hurricanes. Like there's no sewer system.
It's a weird place, man.
Arizona's like that too.
But it's a desert. Dry.
I know. No, I
like,
agree.
Yeah.
Like, I know.
Like
yeah.
It's like, but okay. So for the drinking, all right. So yeah, Zach was sober for a long time, and he was just a wild man soberly.
Yeah.
When you started drinking, like what, 25? I remember like when you
25.
you,
Took
like,
my first shot with Jesse Seeley.
which
Yep.
also almost killed him.
We tried for 10 years. We started drinking at like 14, 15. For 10 years, we chiseled away at you. You
No, but
stood
you guys-
strong. Well, I guess we didn't really.
You guys
Yeah.
didn't
chisel
really
at
like
you.
pressure me or anything. You knew, like, obviously I come from a
We
family
didn't
of
know if
fucking
we would have
alcoholics and
known.
shit.
If we would have known that you could have been cracked, we would have cracked you. But like knowing,
I couldn't have been cracked though,
we
because
were like, we felt betrayed.
I bet I probably would have too.
No, because I remember when we go out and Zach was like, "Man, I don't drink," but like he couldn't. When all the guys, like he's trying to like, network and meet people, and he's like, "Yo, I can't. Like, I have
Yeah.
to walk up and take this shot." So I remember they'd buy like expensive shots and I passed around. And Zach was throwing on the floor.
No, you were doing the
Yeah,
over
one
the
of those,
shoulder.
throw the
He was like,
fours.
"Watch my move, watch my
Yeah,
move."
and then like,
I'd be
he just like
"Dude,
turned sideways.
just
and
hand
it's,
it
like,
to me.
There's like puddles around Zach. Like, oh shit! Like I'm sloppy.
Yep.
Oops! I spilt the drink,
Yeah.
and like, or he'll just like pass it off to me, and then I'll just take it real quick. Like when no one was looking, I'd pass the empty glass back to him, and then eventually, I don't know what happened, but like there wasn't a way for like you to like hide the fact you're throwing it on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I got myself into a situation where in a nightclub, in a club, in a bar, you can sort of do that and get away with it. There's a lot going
Yeah.
on. You can hide behind everything that's going on. But then I was at a dinner, me, Jesse, in Primetime actually, who was this LA DJ from DJ City, who's like a big deal, and I'm friends with Jesse, and Jesse's friends with him, and he invited me to dinner with him, and I'm already pretending like I drink. In the nightclub, I'm throwing the shit over my shoulder and shit. And now we're sitting at like a quiet restaurant and it's us three and we get 3 shots in front of us and I can't do it now. There's no distractions. We're staring at each other.
Yeah.
It's quiet. I was like, oh, I got to man up now. Like, this is it. So I just had to take it.
I remember you came home and told us, you're like, I drank tonight. And we're like, what? This is the same man that like went on a date with a girl and we like
Yeah.
put apple juice,
No, it was Arizona iced tea.
in a fucking wine
was
bottle.
Arizona
so he
iced
could
tea.
be like, I'm drinking white wine, babe. I got red wine for you. Like,
Yeah.
because he was too embarrassed to be like, I'm not drinking. Like that was.
No, what? I think she
But
was
yeah,
like,
here you go. You just
I
crack for some random LA DJ.
Yeah. Well, I
think-
got myself into that situation. I was like, I did this to myself. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
I put I put myself into a corner. I had to do it.
And just like that, we lost our DD.
But I also made the decision mentally too before that. Like if I have to take a couple shots to get some gigs, like I was like, I'm 25 years old. I don't feel the need to drink.
Yeah.
Like I feel
You're
like
a responsible drinker.
yeah. I'm like, I feel like I can do this. I made the decision. I was like, I think I can
but
do
I remember
this.
for the longest time you would drink, but not to even catch a buzz. Like you'd be like, I drink and like you wouldn't do it to a point where like you even caught a buzz or got drunk. Like you maybe got a buzz, but then like
Slow
Yeah, it
start.
was very
Everything I do
slow.
is
It
slow
was
for
very
sure. I
slow.
start slow.
and then like I remember you just have like 2 or 3 shots. It was more for like the social aspect of things, but you wouldn't like get a drink or anything like that. And like it took a long time before you started like you actually got drunk. I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many crazy things. Like some shit I don't even know if we're allowed to talk about. Not
You can talk about
We're stuck,
anything.
it's like, since we're together since like we're 12 years old, through a lot. Like I feel like I thought it was normal to like have a group of friends that you hung out with since you were 12. But like again, you only know what you know, right? Your baseline knowledge is X. Then like when I went to college, I'm like, this is not like most people don't. There's some people that have it, but like most people don't. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like when I realize it's not the norm, I like definitely cherish it.
It's
a lot.
crazy, bro. Yeah, we have definitely something special, and it's
It's a diverse group of
something that I cherish for sure. I mean,
Hell
I've
yeah.
learned so much from hanging out with you guys, everyone. I'm inspired all the time. It's like anytime someone's like working hard and hitting goals and
Yeah, it's like
pursuing their path, it makes me want more. You know what I mean?
I think we all feed off that because
Yeah.
we all are like, damn, like, all right, now I gotta step it up. Like, oh, we gotta do that. Like, he's grinding right now. Like, yeah, I don't need to watch the show. I gotta hammer out some stuff.
But also,
Yeah.
like, the one thing I did realize, like, we
Yeah.
all, like, prop each other up, like, in the sense of that end. It's not like, oh, he's doing it, like, oh, whatever. I'm like, because for me, it's like, if he makes it, like, it makes me, my come up is going to be easier for whatever sense, like, he could, like, financial support me, whatever his context might be. And
true.
it all, like, builds on each other.
Yeah.
And, like, I remember, again, until I meet people, I don't have that kind of support system. I remember this girl told me, she's like, you can't fail. I'm like, what do you mean I can't fail? And she's like, if you fail, like, your parents will, like, support your family, like, for sure, your friends. And I was like, holy shit, I never thought of it that way. And it's like very true. Like, it's like a built-in like safety net, I guess, but also like a support system that's like actually there. Because a lot of people, I got your back. When shit hits the fan,
they
don't show up. Like when everything's good, like everyone's there. But like when push comes to shove, it's like you really realize who's gonna come through.
Yeah.
And it's like I tell people, like, oh, how are you like still so close to everyone? I'm like, look, we went through some stuff in life which I don't ever want to redo by any means, but there's like life things happen, and like I know who's gonna come through when I need them, and they've come through in the past, and like for whatever it might be, and like their true colors are shown when times are tough, and like that's like I feel like what we have, and like the group we have is legit for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But like,
I love you guys.
I love you too, man.
I love you too.
I feel like we need to have like a podcast. If we have like a podcast with everybody, it'd be like nuts. I don't know how we would like facilitate it.
It'd be way too much talking at one
insane.
time.
We need like a talking stick.
That's
talking stick. Yeah. But I think we should end on that because Diamond Cut's got his work cut out for him with these 2 cameras now. He's got double editing to do. How long we at?
2, and then we're
an hour 30.
Hour 30. That's pretty strong, and it's been an incredible pod. And you guys definitely have to come back on for sure. We got more to talk about.
Yeah, I think
we didn't even really get into you guys.
It was more about you.
It was more about me.
They needed to know some of your past.
Yeah, we could do a part 2. Like that was like the intro to who Zach Egra is, and then like kind of back on. We could do a part 2 of like crazy life shit. Like, stories, some fucked up shit, some insane stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there's even songs that I play that'll remind me of you guys, remind me of times I've had with you guys that I need sometimes throughout the night to pump me up. You know what I mean? I'm like, let me put this shit on so I could get myself going, and then I can get this crowd going.
Like, I was really telling him because I was like, man, like I need to get lined. Like, no one's home, and I was like, no, I need to get lined up. I'm like, shit, I can't like line my stuff up like go before I go out, and I'm like, man, I missed that like getting ready before going out. Like, you're jamming. Dude. He's like, yo, I'm like, George, I'm like, take a knee, and is like in the front of the kitchen sink. He hits me, and I'm like, we're good. Like that was like.
Everyone showering. Me and him would keep the water running in the shower. I'd hop out one end. He'd come in the other.
Throw ice buckets on the other while they're showering.
Crazy shit. And
good times.
Moved the living room into my bedroom, the kitchen too.
We took your door off.
Moved my bedroom into that.
You lost door privileges. Is really what happened.
And then I had a TV that like Zach, like no one used, but Zach decided to make his computer screen. It was like the only thing he used it for was jerking off because the computer couldn't function for anything else. It was like this massive 32-inch TV. He kind of uses a computer screen sometimes.
Yeah.
And then,
if the people want part 2, we'll bring it to them.
It doesn't matter if they want it or not. They're gonna get it.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll come up with stories.
Yeah. But thank you guys for coming. This was great.
Thank you.
One of my favorite pods. Like real shit. This is real shit. It's not like let me get this guest on because I'm trying to do this with this and we'll get a promo and this and that. Like this is fucking
plus like my
real
nerves
shit.
Like this I've never done this before.
It's clearly real. This is kind of ridiculous.
Like, this is intimidating. I'm not gonna lie. There's like so many lights in here and like this is all a little intimidating.
But you've come a long way.
Like
thank you.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you're still tuned in, don't forget, drop a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, algorithm activating activity. That's what we like to see here. The Party with Strategy podcast. Thank you guys for coming. Definitely. Amazing. And we're definitely going to do another ep.